Hello guys, Moukass here. So today I want to talk about the construction system because it has impacted the game so much and I can see that the potential is even more huge. For me, honestly, when I fight in a player-made bases, it's so refreshing because you're not fighting in buildings, the terrain is always unique. The buildings fit in a weird way sometimes, but it still works. You're having amazing fights. It's like each time a totally new experience. You have to learn the map from the beginning. Everyone is a noob to the map, so you start doing big mistakes, but you see also the enemies behaving very weird. It's not like in already existing bases where people know every corner and where there's buildings are all the same in all continents. So with the construction system, it's really amazing how it creates how it allows fights in new places, and I think it's amazing and it should be exploited much more. For now, I think the construction system is not too well integrated to the game because it's quite hard to build bases because on how big the no deploy zones are. There's only a handful of spots where you can build. Honestly, I haven't built myself a lot because it takes so much time, so much energy just to harvest the Corsium. It's also very boring to harvest. I tried it a few times and honestly I cannot understand how people can stand doing this. But I like fighting in the bases, but harvesting Corsium like left mouse click for 1 minute straight doing nothing, I cannot understand how people do this. But I thank them anyway because the fights in these bases are really really fun. If not for the construction system, we'll never fight in these areas of the maps. Like the maps are huge. I see this in the trailer, like 64 kilometers square. But actually, we actually fight in very small areas where the bases are. But since the construction system, we start exploiting more places in the terrain, and I think it's huge for the game. And I hope it's gonna continue on, and that they're gonna make construction more easy, less boring to harvest Corsium. The third cost needs to be also less expensive. It's actually right now it's very expensive to buy buildings, even the simple modules. So I think this should be cheaper. This should be integrated more into the tutorial, because right now there's not too much way to learn this. You have to go on YouTube and find guides. So most people don't bother building. Like me, honestly I don't bother building, but each time I can spawn in a base, in construction base that's contested, I try to go there and fight because it's very refreshing. I'm loving it. Right now I'm fighting on Hassin. I don't even know where this base is, but this fight was amazing. The guy managed to put the spawn in the trunk, so it was very secure, and the huge force was coming to destroy us, but we managed to hold. I think it's mostly thanks to this Liberator who is wrecking everything from behind. So it was really very refreshing fight. I love this. Should have more of this, please. No more of the already bases. Like even if the new bases on Indar are good, like Tiailos and stuff. Like for example, now we fight on the same bases for over and over for years. For Esamir, for example, I'm sick of some of the bases, because they're very limited in the ways you can take, like in the tactics you can use. Compared to this, it's a totally new experience, and it's built from the players, so it's not taking resources from the devs to create this kind of fights. They just have to let the players do their thing. So it's an amazing system that they have added. I hope they're gonna keep exploiting the potential. And tell me what you think about this system and how it could be improved. Honestly, I think the no deploy zone are way too big when you have to build. I tried to build with an ant a few times, and it's so annoying to not be able to build wherever we want. I think we should be able to build much closer to the already existing bases, so we can influence on big fights, and there can be a smoother transition between the construction bases and the normal bases.
We have more trouble staying in mountains than I am shooting these people.
It's already really amazing that we can build terminals, vehicle terminals. I hope that we'll be able to plant also infantry terminals in wider areas for more tactical plays. So it's the potential is really huge. I can't wait to see this exploited to the maximum. But right now the fights are so rare in these bases that it's not influencing on the game that much. I would really love that we have much more fights in this kind of bases instead of the normal bases. So it keeps the game fresh forever, and I hope it's gonna go like that. Like you can see the gameplay on the background, how much fun it is, and how it refreshes the game.
Is something burning?
And people behave so differently in this kind of bases because they don't know the map, the terrain. You have to learn it from the start again, and it creates so many possibilities on how to exploit your enemies and how to brain them.
Ghost reporting.
Also, another thing I wanted to say is that playing in the open terrain of PlanetSide 2 is much more beautiful than playing indoors in the bases, because here you're enjoying the terrain, you're enjoying the sun, the trees. This is much more epic and good looking and immersive than the bases you've been 100 times.
Are you suggesting to have someone outside of the
So I hope I'm not repeating myself too much, but this is making me quite emotional, because I see the potential here, and I'm a bit frustrated that it's not exploited like it could be. So, but I actually have a very good hope that Daybreak will fix this over time and tune this little by little. It's already improved a lot. Like when the construction system was just added, there was only a handful of buildings. Now there is so many, like the terminals, the towers.
I'm supposed to bring the sun inside.
It's crazy what you can build. And actually, you see guides coming out on the internet on people building the bases and perfect bases. So it's a really interesting new aspect that was added to the game, and that make PlanetSide 2 much more unique now that any other game around. Like, I don't know any game that can compete with this. Like the MMO FPS aspect plus the construction system and the epicness. Like, who can compete with this? I don't understand how this game doesn't have more players, guys. I think it's gonna come someday. Maybe people will realize they cannot stay blind forever. I don't know. There's still people playing Call of Duty. Do you imagine these guys? It's so sad. There's people playing Call of Duty on the small map 6 versus 6. It's laughable. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the clips. I'm gonna keep playing some of them. And that's it. Let me know what you think of the system and how it can be improved. Support the channel on Patreon to help me post more videos. It's gonna help a lot. Et voilà. Have a good day. Stay epic, guys. Bye bye.
Yeah, piece of cake. Want to turn up the heat?
Hey, Damo, please, Damo!
Alright, so give me an overview. Do we need more Sundays? Let's see, we've got at least 2. Do we need more ants?
Never know what hit 'em. Keep it up, I dare ya. Yeah, piece of cake.
Powell, we made it, guys. We defended. That was epic.
Man, that was an amazing defense.
That was so cool. I want more.
Let's grab some ants, get some cordium in the silo, rebuild what we're missing, and we do it again.
I'm gonna let you build. I'm gonna go kill stuff. But thanks for the fight.
Yep.